Simon & Schuster Audio presents Wiseguy by Nicholas Pileggi. Read by Ari Fliakos with Corey Brill and Hillary Huber. And introduced by Martin Scorsese.
The first time I read Wiseguy, I was astonished. It was everything I'd hoped for, and then some. Some of the greatest actors I ever knew were people from my old neighborhood. The guys who could keep you absolutely riveted when they told you a story. Their story. Nick Pileggi knew the world of Italian-American culture inside out, and he understood that storytelling was fundamental, from the people who succeeded and assimilated to the ones who were stuck in the middle, the ones who tried to be decent but somehow couldn't. Nick knew every side of this bygone world, and he never judged anyone for what they said or did. And he knew that if the story was really going to be told, he had to find exactly the right person to tell it. In Henry Hill, Nick found someone with access to every level of the life, who knew it on a daily, minute-by-minute basis, who was ready and willing to tell his story as an act of survival. Nick had grown bored with, as he puts it, the egomaniacal ravings of illiterate hoods masquerading as benevolent godfathers. Henry was an insider and something of an outsider at the same time, and he wanted, even needed, to remember everything down to the smallest detail. Of course, when I read the book that first time, I found it hard to put down. I found myself making notes, visualizing movements, cuts, passages of music. I realized I had to make this movie. For me, it was an evolution, in a direct line with what I tried to do in Mean Streets. Only here, there was no central character per se, no equivalent to Charlie. The lifestyle was so big and so compelling that there was no need for a main character, just someone to guide us along. I saw the possibility of making the lifestyle itself the main character. When I called Nick, I asked him to write the script with me for what would eventually become GoodFellas. I think he was a little surprised, but excited. I wanted to stay as close to the facts as we could. There was a natural rise and fall narrative there, but that wasn't what made it special. It was the places, the restaurants and bars, the food they ate, the clothes, sense of style, the gestures, the body language, the way of being with one another, the ease with which they committed murder. On the one hand, an immersion in detail that was sensual and documentary at the same time. On the other hand, a forward propulsion that moved with their energy and
Sample complete. Ready to continue?